Hello, and welcome to the Talking Apron. This is the podcast that turns nutrition science into tonight's dinner. I'm Bernardin, a nutrition educator, diabetes prevention coach, and a lifelong lover of everything that involves the home kitchen. And I just happen to live with type 1 diabetes, and I have spent decades teaching people how a well-stocked fridge can change the health of your life. Now, each week we'll roll up our sleeves together, one part nutrition insight, one part meal planning strategy, and a pinch of a little bit of efficiency, real world sanity. And whether you've just been handed a pre-diabetes diagnosis, or you're determined to dodge one, or maybe you just simply want to cook with more purpose, this is your spot at the kitchen table. Are you ready to trade that overwhelm about all that misinformation out there about nutrition for a little bit more confidence? Well, go ahead, go grab that cup of water, because we know hydration is health for ourselves, and let's get started. So today I'm delivering this episode because I've spent the last 6 months talking about the nutrition of individual vegetables. Now we want to put it all together. We've been digging into nutrition, fiber, vitamins, minerals, and all the way they can protect your health. And yes, we've had some recipes in between, but knowledge only matters if we put it into action. So this week, I want to show you how to take what you've learned and make simple, real, and doable, quick veggie fixes. So it's not about gourmet cooking. I'm so simple. I am not about gourmet cooking. Been there, done that, cooked for my family. Past that point, I want to eat well, simply enjoy my food, and get on with life. So, everyday recipes, everyday simplistic things are time efficient, blood sugar friendly, makes us feel good that we're taking care of ourselves. Because the truth of it is, I'm so excited today. The truth of it is, vegetables are easy to actually get on your plate. So let's talk about pre-cooked vegetables. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, maybe you had some sauteed green beans or broccoli in the last couple days and you had a little bit left over. Well, how can you repurpose that so it's not the same thing? So that's what I want to talk about today. So if we have sauteed green beans with garlic and lemon, that changes it up. Maybe you had some almondine. Maybe it still has some almonds in it. Well, let's add a little bit of flavor. And let's talk first. You pulsed some broccoli. Maybe you had some roasted broccoli left over or some steamed broccoli. You put it in a food chopper. You chop it up finely, and it's like broccoli rice. Do you know that I can't get away from the nutrition, that 1 cup of broccoli has 6 grams of carbs. That's pretty darn good. Has 2.5 grams of fiber. But the star of this is the vitamin C. Has more than 100% of our daily need of vitamin C. That's why I lean towards vegetables also. I do eat fruit, but fruit raises my blood sugar quickly as a type 1 diabetic. So I substitute in and look for my vitamin C in other ways. Vegetables is where I go. Now, as I said, why does it matter to take a look at our vegetables and go, what do we want? Well, when we keep reinventing them, we keep eating them. Okay, that was so simple, but let's say it again. Food gets boring. I don't want to batch cook something and eat steamed broccoli 5 days in a row. So I steam it plain, and then I know I can put it in my eggs. I can bake with it. Yeah, I said bake, like making a mini quiche. I can then chop it and put it in a soup. I can blend it and add a milk, another way to have a soup. So many different ways. Or I can throw it in a stir fry with tamari and garlic. Easy peasy. 1 cup, 6 grams of carbs, 2.5 fiber. It also has some protein in there, and I am sure about that. I can't remember right offhand, but it's a pretty decent amount, like 3 to 5 grams of protein. That's awesome. Now, how about another recipe where we just have in the fridge? Let's talk about a make-ahead cold salad. Cold salad. But I'm not talking lettuce, tomato, cucumber. That wilts and goes bad and doesn't stay fresh for a couple days. I hate later salad, especially when it's been dressed. Don't you? It's soggy. Then I have to pick out the pieces. I don't want to waste it. So here's a make-ahead salad that doesn't do that, and it has a really good punch of flavor. You are going to chop up either 2 small cucumbers or 1 large cucumber peeled, and you're going to add some. Now, hold on this one. This is tomatoes. Tomatoes just put on the side because we're going to make the whole thing, and we're only going to add the tomatoes day of. We'll chop up a red onion, add a can of chickpeas, well rinsed, and we're going to add a full cup of chopped parsley. What? Yes, parsley. That adds a whole different life to our gut biomes that we don't normally eat in our diet. So we're going to toss these all together. Cucumber, red onion, chickpeas, parsley. We're going to add some olive oil and vinegar. We're going to chill it overnight. Now, I love a good dose of pepper. And remember, the pepper is really good for absorbing other nutrients. Listen to that other pepper podcast. Oh, that's an alliteration. Pepper podcast. All right. We're chilling overnight. Next day, we pull it out. That's when we add our chopped tomatoes, the amount that we would like. Now, this is not just a salad. This is your built-in insurance to steady the blood sugar. Parsley brings brightness, freshness, and it's a powerhouse, nutrient-dense food. So here's the nutrition snapshot of 1 cup of this serving. Thick, 13 grams of carbs. Yeah, it's a little bit higher because of the chickpeas, but it's a complex carb, so it's not going to absorb fast. Then you have a whopping 5 grams of fiber. Boy, is your digestive system happy with that. All those gut biomes are going, yippee, yippee, 5 grams of fiber. But the nutrient star in this is the vitamin K. Hear that? Vitamin K, and that's from the parsley. It's with 500% more of your daily needs in 1 cup. And you're going to add that into the whole recipe, so figure you're going to be getting less than that. But did you know that vitamin K is crucial for bone health? Hear that, ladies? Bone health. And it's needed for blood clotting. Now, don't forget the lycopene in the tomatoes. That's a double win. That's really good for inflammation and heart protection. So with this in your fridge, you're never caught off guard. You're hungry? Have a scoop. You have some leftover chicken, fish. Don't even need that. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more of a protein boost, then go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of hemp seeds. That adds a lot of protein. So there are a number of different ways you can do this, but keeping this cold salad in your refrigerator, you can have it on a Monday, then you can have it on a Friday. It's not going to wilt and get soggy. That's the great piece about this cold salad. All right, so why does this matter? Now remember, we're reinventing these vegetables, piling on the fiber, which slows digestion, which makes our blood sugar more steady. That's those complex carbohydrates. Now, if you're ready to play with some other options, and the other options are, okay, just take a look. Here's some of the other options. You made some roasted carrots. Now you're going to chop them, mash them, blend them, make a carrot mash. You've cold asparagus left over from grilling. You're going to toss it with olive oil and some Parmesan shavings. Maybe you're even going to add a little bit of fresh romaine lettuce. Not a lot, just a little to add some bulk. You have some grilled zucchini strips. Okay, you're going to chop them up. You're going to stick them in the saute pan, with a little bit of oil, and then sprinkle it with some different herbs. Now, how about those cauliflower that you have? Well, you're going to blitz those and you make it into a creamy soup base, and you can add anything else to it. Now, here's the other thing, cauliflower florets. I had some leftover coconut cream, I had some cooked chicken, and I had some cauliflower. Guess what? I made a chicken curry. I threw it and I stuck it in the microwave. This is fast. I'm not talking gourmet cooking. I'm calling tasty. I had about a cup of cauliflower. I had some leftover chicken. I had some leftover coconut milk that, coconut milk goes bad in the fridge. I put them all together in a bowl. I added some curry seasoning. I mixed it up. I put a cover on it and I nuked it for a couple minutes. Then I let it cool and there was my chicken cauliflower curry in a flash. How about all those bell peppers that are sliced? I've got some in my fridge right now. I had a handful and I like cooking again. So I cooked a bunch on my grill yesterday and now I've got them in the fridge. Well, what can I do with them? I can do a number of things with them. I add them into stir fries. I actually chop them and mix them into hummus and then eat them on celery. Anything I can do to add more flavor. And that's why I start with the basics. So then I can mix and match so many different ways to add flavor. All right, let's take a break. I've been talking fast here today before we wrap up. So here we are. I want to ask you, have you ever felt that afternoon crash? When you feel super tired after lunch, it leaves you foggy, cranky, and then you reach for something sugary or caffeinated just to get through the rest of the day. The reason you may feel that way is because of higher blood sugars. These are the symptoms that I'm very familiar with. And that symptom sometimes is a precursor to, am I becoming a diabetic? When you have inflammation or insulin resistance and you don't know your numbers are climbing after lunch, you feel tired when they're higher. This is one of the reasons I created this new video guide. It's the 5 hacks to lower blood sugar quickly. They're simple, science-backed trips that calm those roller coaster swings and help you feel steady again. And one of my favorite is something as easy as adding fiber to your meal, because it slows down the digestion, reducing that spiking carbohydrate sugar absorption, and then keeps you from shooting up or crashing down. This video guide has simple, doable steps that truly work. So if you're ready to stop riding those highs and lows, and you want that steady brain energy and start feeling energetic, alert, grab the link in the introduction to this podcast and find the 5 hacks to lower your blood sugar fast. All right, let's get back to this next segment. This is called the unconventional stir fry. Remember, I said efficient. I want to eat well. But, ladies, I am done with cooking for my family. I live alone. I want to eat well, but I don't want the fuss. So this next segment is about finding what you need, already peeled, already chopped, in the vegetable grocery store aisle to save time during the week. Now, I also know there are some great frozen products. So let's find out. So we are going to skip the chopping. Skip the chopping. Go ahead and find the pre-cut vegetables that you enjoy. There are so many that are already pre-cut, from zucchini spirals to squash cut up to sweet potatoes to broccoli already rinsed and in florets. So many. So we're going to do a stir fry of your liking. And what you're going to do is you're going to put olive oil, maybe garlic and ginger, maybe some tamari. Maybe you're going to finish with a spoonful of peanut butter and a spice of vinegar for a creamier, tangier sauce. Then you can add some cooked shrimp or chicken or tofu for some protein. Easy. This is what you want to start looking at in your refrigerator to make your life easier. They're more expensive, yes, but if you have a combination for those emergency times during the week where you get home from work and you know, I'm just not up for peeling, or you've had a busy day with the grandkids, or you're just simply fed up. You just don't want to peel, chop, and grate. Good for you. You deserve it. So pull them all together, bring out a stir fry pan, put that olive oil in, and go for it. Mix it all up and go. Do you know that these low carbohydrate, nutrient-dense foods, we're not talking the sweet potato here. We're talking the zucchini, peppers, broccoli, cabbage. They run 1 cup precut between 6 and 10 grams of carbs per cup, which is awesome. Between 3 and 5 grams of fiber. Yay! We need up to 25 grams of fiber a day to have a healthy microbiome system. Let's get our fiber. And the micronutrient star in this group is going to be, if you have the carrots and the peppers in there, it's going to come from that because vitamin A is there. Now, you need the olive oil for the vitamin A because vitamin A is fat soluble. So remember all those orange and red and yellow colored vegetables that you can know have the vitamin A in it. A little dash of oil will go a long way. And that is vitamin A is for your vision and for your immune system. So again, blood sugar friendly. You can build a plate with it and it saves you time. And it gets rid of those excuses of, oh, I'm just so tired. No, you're not. This is simple. This is easy peasy. All right, that's it for today's kitchen chat. Now remember that every healthy and balanced plate is a small step towards your future healthy set. And you only need one change at a time. Try one meal this fast way, whichever way I discussed, whether you have a ready-made salad, whether you repurpose vegetables that you've already cooked, or whether you buy some packaged food this week. Try one way. Don't overwhelm yourself and think, I'm going to climb Everest. One. Now, if this gave you a spark of an idea, share it with a friend who's ready to ditch that overwhelm and get some apron courage to start your health journey again. You can do it. Let's live these last quarter. Okay, I came from New England like a Tom Brady. It's 4th down, 4th quarter. We are ready to win this Super Bowl. Don't give up now. One change. Stay focused. Now, till next time, I am cheering you on.